Hey Leo, this is Perrymore Tarot's daily reading for November 5th, 2025. This is for Leo. Last shuffle coming out for Leo. Let's see what's going on, Leo. Leo, what we have is deserving. You deserve a new shot. They're saying a new beginning, a fresh beginning. Fragmented energy tells me that it almost feels like you may. Your thought process should be on deserving, but the energy around you is all over the place. It just looks like it's all over the place. Everyone's all over the place. Like they're not grounded. They don't know what they want to do. No one knows what they were meant to do. They have no clue what they're here for. Sorry if I moved the camera. I kicked it trying to get this card that fell over. Because if I don't find it, if I don't get it now, I'm not going to find it because I'll forget where I heard it fall. Because I heard it, yeah. So either way, fragmented energy is telling me that you may feel like everything is up to you. Like everything is up to you. Everything's leaning on you. You have all the responsibility. This is telling me everyone's waiting on you. Spirit wants you to forgive everyone for the actions that you have to take, the fact that you feel like you have to take action, and the fact that the angels are pushing you to take action. And they want you to take action without worrying about what it was, what used to be, what they said, what they did, any of that. Take actions based on what's in front of you at this moment. Um, you're like the commitments that you made. You only focus on what you said you would do, not on what anybody else said they're going to do and don't do right now. They're saying that you're free. Um, you have freedom. I don't feel that everyone else does. Even within a commitment, you have freedom. And by that, I mean, it almost means that you don't have to do, uh, oh gosh, okay, they're telling me you don't have to do what your parents want you to do or what they did or something. Some of you may be taking some commitment to a certain level based on a commitment doesn't have to be a romantic connection. It may be an agreement, a promise, or something. You may be taking it too, I won't say too seriously, but you may have lost sight of what you agreed to in this commitment. And by losing sight, it tells me that you may still be like the commitment or the agreement or something, there's so much resentment in it or laced through it that it may be hard for you to see what you need to do next. It may be hard for you to understand the reason for why you're even doing anything anymore. It may be difficult to remember the why. Why did I even agree to this? Why am I even doing this? Why am I even taking this action? I don't even remember why anymore. And even in romantic connections, for many of you, you may be saying, like, I just don't even remember why, you know? Um, they want you to heal some family issues when it comes to love. When it comes to any of your intimate connections, a lot of your connections are being completely, um, they're being colored, tainted by how you may feel about your parents. Not that your parents are bad, and some of them are, right? But it's almost to say that they may make you feel like you have to live your life a certain way. That may be something that you must forgive them for. I know with my parents and my grandparents were prominent figures in my life, and I know my grandparents wanted me, my brothers and sister, to be Mary and Joseph, okay, and Jesus. They wanted us to be that person. I don't care what happened. They would be looking at us, someone could be bullying us and they just be like, you have to treat them with love. You'd be like, no, we don't. We were not allowed to use contractions like don't. You had to say do not. You couldn't say can't. You couldn't say can I. You had to say may I. You weren't allowed to do the street talk in the house, same thing. And so for a long time growing up, I was considered the weird person in school because I was, I moved from up north to down south, and the conversation, the way everyone spoke was completely different. So I was the one odd person out speaking proper, perfect English because I wasn't allowed to say anything else. And it took me a while, and I know that sounds really mundane and really silly, but I was really upset for a while because I was really sheltered, and so I was really upset about that. Like, I don't know how to live in this world. I'm thinking everybody's so loving, and everywhere I turn, I'm being loving to the wrong people, and I don't even know the difference. And so I did have an issue. So I'm only throwing it out there to say, like, it doesn't matter what it could be, you know. But they are giving that you need to forgive your parents for something here. Um, I wasn't really, if they're watching, you have a lot of Leo relatives, not really that upset, you know. But what I'm saying is that it's important to forgive these things. Forgiveness means to accept that this was meant to be. This was how it was meant to be for you with the temperance energy. That's about what is meant usually. Temperance is about a purpose. There was a purpose to all things. Only time will be able to tell you that. It seems like the purpose will be revealed over time. If you don't know the purpose of certain things now, you will soon, very soon. There was a reason for this, right? And now I'm getting the movie. I don't know if you ever seen the movie with Mel Gibson, the movie Signs, right? It's a M. Night Shyamalan. I always mess his name up, man. Shyamalan. I don't know. I heard it on TV a few times, and I can't remember how it's pronounced. But that movie was amazing in the sense of understanding things. It was if you remember, the little girl had cups of water everywhere. Every time you turn around, there's a new glass of water sitting somewhere else, and the father would come in and go, "Why is this here?" And she'd be like, "Oh, there's dust in it. It tastes funny. That cup has someone he drank out of it. There's his amoebas in it. This, that, the third. What's wrong with this one? There's a hair in that cup. I don't like it. I don't want it." So she would just leave it around the house, and the father didn't get upset. Now, me, I was looking at that like I would have been like, put this cup, if you don't put this cup in the sink, wash it out, put it up, or use the same cup, wash it out, and get another cup of water. But he left him there. And later on in the movie, you see why. There's certain things that you shouldn't always be so upset about, because it saved their life, that it was there. So it was very interesting to see that. But it's prominent or important, prevalent in this energy right now, is that there's actions that you need to take, but it's about more so than anything else. It's about forgiveness, releasing all that you've accumulated on the journey, and starting with a fresh pair of eyes in your situation. I'm seeing a horse spirit, which tells me that you're free. You have a lot of freedom. You may not believe that you do, based on maybe the agreements that you made. And the agreements that I'm seeing are more of like akin to the four agreements. I don't know if you're familiar with that book. Everyone should be familiar with this book. Now, it's either by Don or Juan Ruiz. Left, I don't have the book here. I think I've let someone borrow it, but either way, one of the agreements is the agreements that we make with others and with ourselves. And some of you may have made agreements, or some of us have rather made agreements with ourselves about committing to some pathway that our parents laid before us. And so there that may have led you to a pathway where you're saying, I'm living a lie. I don't feel like I'm living my truth. I don't feel like I'm living in my purpose. And it's all because my parents thought I should be this, and they were all on my case about being that, and that's not who I really was. And Spirit's like, you will see in time why you were being pushed in this direction. It's still on the path to your purpose. You're not lost, but you got to let go of any resentments that you felt along the way. You've got to. It's a requirement. Okay. You want to say, I trust the timing of my life. Everything I want comes to me exactly when I need it. Trust the timing of your life, truly, that everything happens for a reason. Only time is going to tell you that. You have Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, Ten of Wands, Four of Wands with deserving. And some of you feel like you don't deserve to be burdened or to prize burnout, and you don't. You deserve a rest. You deserve a break. You deserve to work hard on something that you feel is worth working on. Fragmented energy with the Seven of Wands and the Temperance speaks a lot about how you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're fighting for. Deep down, you know there's a purpose to something, but it's not readily available to you, or readily um, it's not clear. It's not apparent to you. They're giving me angel number 101. Excuse me for my throat. It's still there. Like I'm like, goodness gracious, spirit. Angel number 101 is all about starting over, as you know, like remember in the movies, they always had, oh, we're doing calculus 101 or something. But 101 usually does speak of starting over, and it speaks of how happiness is truly linked to self expression, it's linked to experience, and it's linked to growth. And so you're learning from failures, and it's important to learn from failures. Failures are an integral part of our learning experience and growth, right? It truly is. And they're saying happiness is real and it's all around you, but understanding this process brings happiness, okay? And so you want to understand that it's in the little things and the big ones that we find joy, because joy is truly fluid. And you need to understand that failures are fun, right? Because you get to start over. If new beginnings comes out, I swear. But Ascended Masters with the Ten of Wands and Ace of Cups tells me that you may have learned a lot. You may have learned a lot from new beginnings, from starting over. And they're wanting you to realize that it's time to let go of whatever is burdening you, whatever you are holding on to. A lot of this has to do with the beginnings of life, Ace of Cups, a lot of times. So that's part of the reason why I'm seeing that you got to forgive your parents for something. Okay. That maybe you made commitments to things due to them, and you have to realize that everything was part of the plan. It's not anyone's fault. It's not, you're not even on the wrong path. You're on the right path. You are meant to stumble and fall. You are meant to mess up. You are meant to learn from it too. Forgive. Loss is the Seven of Cups and the Two of Cups. Forgiveness is funny though too, because it's like the way that we understand it as people is like forgiveness means it's okay, you can keep doing it. This time kick me harder, like do it again. And really forgiveness is all about acceptance. It's about understanding and accepting that this person is a liar, this person is this, that's what they do, and that's who they are. I accept it. It wasn't personal, this is just what they do. And once we accept it, it's easy to forgive that situation and go, well, that's their problem. My problem now is just to pick up the pieces and make it better, and to move forward and glow up instead of holding on to the resentment. It's like holding someone else's trash. But the loss in this may be that you lose, it feels like you lose some satisfaction. You may feel like you lost something by being on the path that you're on. Like I've lost the sun. Like I don't have the sun painted in my sky. I don't feel happy about where I'm at. I don't feel happy, but you didn't really lose it. It's all a matter of perspective. If that's the case, you know, that you feel like maybe you don't feel as happy as you could. It's all a matter of perspective. I'm seeing Year of the Dog in this also, and pearls. Pearls are about trying to connect you to the divine, truly. And so you use pearls by wearing them, having them around you, using pearl essence stuff, like things with a pearl essence sheen to it, will help you to connect to the divine. It's very closely related to the crown chakra. And so they're asking of that, right? The Year of the Dog would speak of the fact that you may feel somewhat, at this point, you may feel emotional about the commitments that you made, and maybe even feel somewhat aggressive to people, and like you are so naive, because the Year of the Dog represents loyalty, represents trustworthy energy, that you're so clever and hardworking. And you may have felt like because of who you were and how you presented, that you may have been steered in a direction that you feel was not for you. But that's not the case. Everything has a purpose. You have a purpose. You've got to say, I trust the timing of my life. Everything I want comes to me exactly when I need it. You could be dealing with a Taurus, a Sagittarius, a Gemini. So you could be dealing with a Taurus, Gemini cusp. If you're not dealing with those signs, which you don't have to be, those signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.